Inside the human body, fertilization begins in a place most people never think about, the fallopian tube, where timing and biology must align perfectly for life to begin. Each month, a single egg is released from the ovary in a carefully timed biological process controlled by hormones that prepare the body for one possible outcome: fertilization. Once released, the egg begins a slow journey through the fallopian tube, remaining viable for only a short window of time, waiting for a very specific encounter. At the same time, millions of sperm begin their journey inside the female reproductive tract, each one driven by biological signals and motion toward a single goal. Most sperm never make it past the first barrier, as the cervical environment filters and challenges them, allowing only the strongest and most adaptable to continue. Inside the uterus, sperm encounter a complex environment where immune responses and fluid currents further reduce their numbers before the final approach. Only a small fraction reach the fallopian tube, where the egg is located, and here the final stage of biological selection begins. At this stage, a single sperm must successfully interact with the outer protective layer of the egg, a process governed by strict biological compatibility. Specialized proteins on the sperm head recognize and bind to receptors on the egg surface, triggering the beginning of a highly controlled biological reaction. Once attachment occurs, the sperm releases enzymes that help it penetrate the egg's outer layer, beginning the critical entry process. After penetration, the sperm's genetic material enters the egg's cytoplasm, where a highly controlled internal environment awaits this moment. Immediately after entry, the egg activates a protective response that prevents any additional sperm from entering, ensuring only one genetic contribution continues. Inside the egg, the genetic material from both cells begins moving toward one another, preparing for the moment of fusion that defines a new human blueprint. Two pronuclei form, each carrying genetic information from one parent, slowly moving toward alignment in the center of the cell. When they finally meet, the genetic information merges, creating a complete set of instructions that defines a completely new human organism. At this moment, a single cell now exists that contains all the information required to build a human body from the ground up. Within hours, the first division begins, marking the start of rapid cellular multiplication that will eventually form all organs and systems. This is the beginning of development, where a single fertilized cell starts transforming into a complex human life through continuous and precise biological coordination.